Hello, Artesanas Divinities. I love you guys so much. If you're on this side of Patreon, I really, really support you. Appreciate you. Also, if you're a subscriber on Facebook, I appreciate you guys as well. I really, really appreciate the support because it allows me to do what I love, and that's how I get to put out these stories. So let's get started. What is the theme for today's collective story? Ceres, nurture. And Gemini, cross-pollinate. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what these have in common or how they're connected. So let's see number 3 first. Gemini. Okay, it says, words are at the heart of the issue you are facing, and not just any words, but real dialogue. If you feel tension in the situation, see what is blocking the lines of communication and open that aperture. Listen to the grapevine and cross-pollinate. Gather and share information. Bits of truth may float in on gossip. Explore social media, sound bites, and any other way to get the word out. Talk to people as if they are your siblings, true equals. If something is bothering you, find a place to unpack it, get it on the table, and take a good look. Then talk it over in depth with a friend or therapist, or write in your journal. Trust the process of self-expression to help get to the root of the problem. However, assume anything you say will be repeated. Gemini scatters seeds, is not concerned with privacy or individuality, and is not necessarily loyal. Challenge. The situation may be more complex than you think, so be willing to dig in. Gemini energy can be shallow or oversimplified as it encourages breadth rather than depth, so you have to add the depth consciously. Gift. Gemini's gift is an open mind and is a sense of universal siblinghood. We are all in this together. The soul knows how to find itself back to equilibrium if we just let all parts communicate. Help the unexpressed feelings, people, and elements within the community be heard. Okay. All right. Let's see number 29. Ceres. This is an asteroid. Okay, well, actually, I stand corrected. It's a dwarf planet. Let me read that part. It says, Ceres is a dwarf planet between Mars and Jupiter, named after the Roman goddess of the harvest, food, earthy fertility, and mother of Proserpina, goddess of the spring. When Pluto kidnapped Proserpina and took her to the underworld to be his queen, Ceres threatened to starve the world until she was returned. So basically, it's like the Greek Demeter, Persephone, Hades story. Ceres signifies our relationship to food, for better or worse, cultivation, and the safety or loss of a child. Ceres' ancient rites initiated people into the secrets of death and rebirth through the symbolic harvest. Cut the heads off grain with a scythe, bury them, and new life arises. Action. Mother and be mothered. Nurture and cultivate that which is growing, whether it's the harvest from the earth, the child from the womb, or the art from the artist. Real love can mean tough love, doing what's best for your beloved even if they hate you for it. Love and nurture your own body with healthy, whole foods. Take them as communion with the organic world. Feel the earth beneath you holding you, loving you through hard times. Let this abundance flow through you to others. Advocate for those who are weaker, vulnerable, or dependent. If your progeny, your project, or your harvest is being taken from you before ripening, be ready to starve the world until they are safe. Witness with strength and power. When the time is right, be willing to let go. For your progeny or creation to flourish, they must embark on their own journey. Once your job as a nurturer is complete, let go and step into the next level of your own mastery. Challenge. Do not mistake smothering, enabling, or infantilizing actions as signs of love. Once you release the object of your care, your life is not over. A new mystery begins. Gift. There is sacredness in your daily life. Loving, feeding, nurturing, gardening, and being in family, whether chosen or biological, are all parts of a spiritual path. The mother holds you. All right. So today's theme is going to have a lot to do with communication about nurturing, or communication about an ending and a beginning. Something like that. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go ahead and find out what's going on with today's collective story. What does this have to do? Okay, we got the Page of Swords, the back of it. The back of the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. The front of the Knight of Swords. The back of the Emperor. The back of the King of Cups. Okay, the shadow side is strong here. And the back of the Sun card. Jesus. All right. With the Three of Wands. But this is supposed to be facing back. So, hold on. We're going to have to read these from the book. Or at least give a little look. The ones that are towards the back, because the artist created a new meaning, because it's not really a reversal. It's different. And I like that it's different, but I also need to read it. Let's see. Page of Swords. It's this or that side. So the side of inner self, which is this one. When we aren't able to see his aggressive facial expression, the knave seems slightly and easily blown off course. His grip on the sword seems defensive, even desperate. The landscape below can be seen more clearly as ice and snow beginning to melt here and there. Dark clouds approach to blot out the blue sky. This is a person who worries about being able to cope, to keep up with those he admires and wants to learn from. He's almost ready to ask for help, but requires patience and guidance to find a safe landing spot. Okay. Now the Knight, the inner self. Night has fallen. The Knight and horse are still immobile. The Knight's posture seems more slumped and tired, and his horse is weary from waiting. The Knight has a handful of wheat stalks tucked into his belt. What he hides from the world is a sense of failure, of having somehow missed his chance for greatness. He wonders if it's too late to make a turn in his life, head out into unknown lands again. The wheat is symbolic of more fruitful times, when the harvest of his life looked to be a rich one. Now, these few stalks are a souvenir of what he has put behind him. Let's look at the back of the Emperor. Okay, so this one says, you bear your responsibilities well, and you can be justifiably proud of what you have accomplished, but the strictness with which you go about your duties is taking a toll on you. Not everything has to be set in stone. Leave some room for growth and change. If you are afraid to face the darker parts of yourself, you won't be able to help others with their own darkness. Okay, let's do the King of Cups. I feel like all of these are describing a person, one person, because it's multiple, it's like 5 cards back to back of the inner self of someone. And this is what they're projecting outwardly. So let's see, let's look at the King of Cups. This one says, by daylight, the king looks out towards the open sea. Light clouds blow in soft blue sky. A smiling dolphin swims behind his throne. If the big secret the Queen of Chalices is keeping is a core of independence, the king's big secret is his playfulness. Most people may have the impression that he lives his life in a state of spiritual earnestness, even solemnity. He's actually quite joyous in his spirituality, happy in his love, and sometimes just plain silly. Those who are closest to him benefit from his lightheartedness, though those in the outer circle may know only his quieter ways of wisdom. Oh, and the sun. Hold on. Let's go to the sun. Excuse me. The sun card is positive on both sides, the difference here being that your doubts and fears are justified. It's good to be aware of challenges, to be on your guard. But again, as on the other side of the card, all will be well. Keep moving forward. Expand upon your plans to include contingencies for the darker times, but remember that morning will always come again. Okay. So whoever we're reading for today, they're looking towards the future because that's what the Three of Wands is. They're thinking of their fate, their destiny. I think that they're afraid they have to leave someone behind. An Empress, but they're also like they feel that they need to leave someone behind, but they're also afraid to leave someone behind. Okay. And this fear may be making them act in ways that they normally would not act. They're possibly speaking harshly or speaking... Yeah. There's a lot going on in the inner world. 5 out of 6 cards came out with the inner world, not the outer world. So someone's doing a lot of thinking. They may feel like a failure in some ways. And so what they do have, they're guarding with their life. But right now, they're not being very playful. It doesn't mean they can't be playful. They're not being playful. Remember, it said it looked almost desperate, like they're desperately holding on to something. And we have the Two of Swords, so they're also going to deny that they're even holding on to something. They're going to be in denial. Whoever this is, if you approach them, they're going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not true. That's not how I feel. Or stop trying to tell me how I feel. Like, they probably get very defensive. Let's see. Clarify the Page of Swords. I got the Devil, the Four of Swords. Clarify the Page of Swords. Ooh. King of Wands, 8 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 2. See? Told you, 2 of Swords. 7 of Pentacles. So somebody here is trying to figure out what to invest in. They feel like they've already failed once. They're afraid of failing again. So whoever the Empress is clearly showing up as their match. But it's like a piece of them is like, I just need to leave this alone. And yet a piece of them is afraid that it'll be a missed opportunity. So they're trying to decide whether to invest in the Empress or not. The thing is, with the Devil coming out, they may be using, this is the Page of Swords, right? The way that they're gathering data may not be... It may not be the most healthy way because we have the Devil here. So this Four of Swords, it's talking about healing and rest. But next to the Devil, it's not so much. So I'm trying to figure out if this means that they're not taking action as a test, as a way to collect information. They're kind of being passive, even though they're dying to take some sort of action. They're not doing it because they're playing some sort of game, some sort of long game. 8 of Wands, they're waiting. It's like they're expecting someone to get frustrated because it's communication. And communication, along with this energy, they're expecting someone to get possibly the Empress. They're trying to see if the Empress is going to get angry, if the Empress is going to get defensive, if the Empress is going to get toxic. So see, this Two of Swords is different. If you notice, the Two of Swords is not in front of her and her eyes are not bound. So they may deny to someone else what they're doing, but they're fully aware of what they're doing. They're trying to see if this is the right connection. They're trying to see if this is the right bond. And remember, we had mother energy, right? So they're trying to see, they're looking at the Empress as a mother, as a friend, as a lover, or if this is for a business partnership, they're trying to see just how nurturing she is. Clarify the Knight. Let's see. We've got the 6 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, clarify the Knight, and the Hierophant. This is a connection that was once over because they're sitting here. This could mean a couple of different things with the Ten of Swords. It could mean that they're going to fight to their last breath to not give in to this connection. Or they're going to fight to their last breath to prove that this is the right connection. One of the two, because this is that type of energy. Now, because this is more of a funeral, you know how they would do the setting the boat off? Someone is releasing something from the past, but it's almost like they're letting go of the past, but this is the examination of more fruitful times, right? So this is somebody who is letting go of the past, and at the same time, they're thinking about the future. Using the past as a template of sorts. Something that they did in the past or something that they went through in the past, they're either afraid of going through it again, and they're releasing a lot of the fear, or at least they think they are. Mentally, they're moving past blockages, but with the Devil here, they still have the fear. So Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles, this is either a business partnership or it's a relationship partnership, and someone here is trying to basically figure out if the other person is worth the trouble. Clarify Knight of Swords. Page of Wands. Nine of Wands. The Moon. Yeah, I knew it. Five of Swords, Three of Swords, the Sun. This is what I expected to see with the Devil over here. I was surprised with the Four because they're playing mind games. And it's coming from them being wounded before. They're doing something that is testing, that is pushing the limits of someone else. And because we have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Wands, it's immature. Whatever they're saying or doing, but I feel like it's more communication because it's the Knight of Swords. It's to know if they should lay a defense, if they should push someone away. Almost like they're trying to see, because this is the Ten of Wands here, just how much the person can take. So of course it's Five of Swords energy, because that's going to lead to an empty victory. Like, even if you can test someone and figure out that they can take a lot, if by the time you've tested that person and realized how much they can take, that means you've pushed them to their limits. And they might not want to stay. After you realize that they can take a lot, they might not want to stay. Like, this person is becoming something that another person, this Empress, has to survive. And they think that they're just protecting themselves, but that's why I got the Devil and the Five of Swords, because it's a self-defeating type of protection. It's almost like, let me put it to you like this way. Imagine that someone is testing out their bodyguard, and the way that they're testing out their bodyguard is hiring people to constantly attack them. They might find out that they have a badass bodyguard, but after a while, that bodyguard may not want to work for them. Clarify the Emperor. Two of Cups. The World and the Eight of Cups. The Ace of Wands. The Nine of Swords. Yep. This Emperor sees themselves and what they have, what they possess, whether it's earthly riches or whether it's love or whether it's their interior self. They guard it as closely as the dragon would guard their hoard. So they're going to put someone else through it. They're going to create all these imaginary things because they have a lot of passion for someone. But they want to know once and for all what this is. They want to know once and for all if they should just end it, if they should walk away, or if this is going to end up being the 8 and the 2 is the 10 of cups, and then we've got the 2 of cups. If this is going to end up being the love of their life. They're just going about it in the worst way possible. Clarify King of Cups, Justice, Queen of Cups, Eight of Swords, and the AC, the Ace of Cups, the Fool, the Four of Cups. This is somebody who, although they moved on from a lot of things, they still have this almost resentment at being made a fool of before in love. They're not keen on that happening again. But this Queen of Cups, this Empress, is paying for the mistakes of people from the past. Because they're sitting almost like they're doing a trial by fire. That's what it feels like, trial by fire. And if the Queen of Cups can survive them at their worst, then she can have them at their best. That's how they feel. With the Eight of Swords here, though, I don't think they realize that this is... I'm getting this mental image, and I know this is not a butterfly, but I'm getting this mental image of a butterfly emerging from the cocoon. And I don't know why that's coming up to mind, which tells me, if I were to really think about it, I would say that the Empress has transformed in some way around them and felt safe to come out and be herself, her new self around them. But as soon as she's out of the cocoon, they start attacking her. They start trying to see how sturdy them little wings are. And she's resilient. She can take it. But it's like she's in this place of, why would I want to stay in a place where I'm no longer feeling safe? This is so... oof. Because this is somebody who, their way of feeling safe is seeing how far they can push someone. If they reach a certain point and they're like, damn, they really didn't snap. Even if they snap, they're like, okay, I figured out the limit. But this is somebody who, if you push them to snap, they're not going to feel the same way about you anymore. In fact, that's pretty much a human thing. If you're trying to test someone and you push them and you push them and you push them until they snap, they might not want to be around you after they snap. Like, why would you have to push me to that point? Clarify the Sun. The Lovers. The King of Pentacles. The Six of Wands. With the Ace of Wands again. The Tower. Six of Pentacles. This person sees... I'm not trying to talk down on this Emperor because I feel like they're acting from a very wounded place. But they see themselves like this giant prize. Like, if you end up with me, you get the best. But they're so terrified of being used, of not being valued. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, I totally forgot I had an appointment, so I'm gonna have to do this part 1 and 2 because I'm gonna have to cut it off in a little bit and come back and finish it. But this is, by the way, I'm just gonna put part 2 in the comments on YouTube link, or no, I'll put it separately. Never mind. So that this person considers themselves to be this giant prize, because this tells me this is the part that they don't understand. They are putting, although they see themselves as really valuable, they put a lot of their value in someone else recognizing that value. That's the problem here. They want this Empress to be 100% certain that they understand the value that they're getting. The thing is, this is, okay. This is the mental image I'm getting, because I don't know how much wealth, how much status, something comes with this person so big that it's like they want to make sure that they're not just giving it to some weak bitch, to some, peasant. But let's put it this way. If this is let's say that this was a promotion, okay? Let's say that this is a job, a position in a company. What they're doing is the equivalent of a company saying, for us to give you this wonderful position, we're going to tie you up and we're going to whip you a few times. See if you can take it. Because we want someone who has a high pain tolerance. We want someone who doesn't, tap out real quick. You okay with that? And once you agree, they're going to put you through some excruciating pain just to see how far you'll go. That's the equivalent of this. Like, yeah, maybe the reward is pretty big, financially speaking, materially speaking, emotionally speaking, but they're going to drag you through hell first, because that's the way that they measure worthiness. That's how they measure. So they're choosing. That means that they probably have 2 different people going through this. And they feel like, may the strongest person win. May the best man or woman win. This is going to be rough. Okay, I have to run an errand real quick. I totally forgot this appointment and I keep getting a notification. So I'm going to go do this and then I'll be right back and we're going to finish this, because this is wild. All right, so stay tuned for part 2. Since y'all keep saying y'all missed them, this will be a part 2. And I will see y'all guys in a little bit.